Good job by the Knicks.
I'm happy for you.
Yankees, of course, with the blowout win. And the Mets. Well, the Mets. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
Yeah, well, the Mets.
Well, the Mets.
Well, the Mets, ... What you got to say about the Mets?
Starting pitcher hasn't won a game since July 23rd.
Tyler McGill.
Mets have now, the lead has shrunk to under 2 games for the first time in God knows how many days.
Since May.
And the owner has overstepped his bounds as owner. Because last night he thought was a good night to play that card of, I'm going to be really cute on Twitter. I'm going to let the fan base know I'm out to dinner, I guess, with his daughter, and say to them, do you mind providing me updates? You're the owner of the New York Mets. Why are you trolling your own fan base? You want to troll Yankee fans? Go ahead and do it. You want to troll Yankee ownership? Go ahead and do it. But as the owner of the New York Mets, why would you troll your own fan base? And all night, Evan, when I saw the tweet, he said, I think the exact tweet was, it's not looking good,
right,
but I'm out to dinner with my daughter. Give me some updates. Why? And as much as that's not the biggest story, what happens on the field always should be the biggest story, so I'm respectful of that. That's a real problem for me, that the owner is trolling you guys. Like, haven't you been through enough as a Met fan? Wasn't he supposed to be the white knight coming to save the day? And in another brutal loss to a team that you got to beat, period, stop, the owner is trolling you.
With all due respect.
Feel free.
I could give a rat's ass if you are offended by what the
I'm
owner
not
of the
offended.
Mets
I find it
tweets
fascinating.
out, okay?
Yeah.
I really don't care. And quite frankly, here's my message to
Well,
Steve
how do you
Cohen.
say that with respect?
Well, I do say it with respect because I said it first. This is with respect.
Yeah, okay.
I have decided, and look, do I advise all Met fans to do this? Maybe you can follow suit. I have decided to ignore the owner of the New York Mets.
Do you still follow him?
I do follow
Then
him.
you're not ignoring him.
Well, I just glance over his tweets occasionally.
That's not ignorance.
But I have no interest in hearing from him because here's the truth now.
Yeah.
It's August. Okay? The trade deadline has passed.
And what'd they do?
They acquired Javier Baez, and they didn't acquire enough pitching, in my opinion.
Right.
Okay? The offseason is 2 months away. His job now is irrelevant. This is all about what's on the field. That's all that matters. All that matters is the fact that Michael Conforto can't get hot. All that matters is Taijuan Walker is a shell of his former self. All that matters is that last night specifically was so frustrating because the New York Mets lost by what felt like inches. Pete Alonso hits the ball that off the bat I thought is a game-tying home run. Michael Conforto hits a ball that I thought off the bat is a go-ahead home run. Brandon Drury off the bat I think ties the game up with 2 outs, and they come up small. So look, I'm so glad Steve Cohen owns the team.
Are you?
Has he been perfect? No. Has he been everything we dreamt of? Not really. Is he better than the past administration? Yes, by a million miles. But what we need to do as Met fans, and you, is simply ignore what the owner says.
He's the owner of the team. He's trolling you.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, so you're sensitive when Trevor Bauer trolls you, but you're not sensitive when the owner trolls
that's
you?
irrelevant. That was months ago.
Boy, what happened to you?
What happened to me is I'm pissed at the team.
As you
what
should
happened
be.
to me is that Michael Conforto can't hit. What happened to me is that James McCann, who thinks it's a good idea to swing 3-0.
Hold on, he
as
had
if
a
he's Johnny
huge
Bench.
hit the next at-bat.
You know what? I get it. It was a great RBI double, and if Seth Lugo doesn't give it up an insurance run, maybe it's a game-tying hit. But I'm sick and tired of watching average players swing 3-0.
I mean, McCann did have the double that brought you back into it. So let's
swung
look at the
3-0
positive.
and rolled a ground ball to shortstop after the new pitcher who had come in wasn't close to throwing a strike. I'm sorry. I'm allowed to have a problem with that.
Yeah, of course. You should have a problem with it.
Don't tell me about his RBI double in the ninth and say, Evan, shut up. He had an RBI double in the ninth.
I'm just saying let's acknowledge it.
I just did. I acknowledge it.
Let's acknowledge it.
Great. RBI double in the ninth inning.
Then you know what we should do, Evan? We should acknowledge the positive, okay? The New York Yankees had 3 guys making their major league debuts who all pitched brilliantly.
Yes.
Brilliantly.
Now say their names.
Brilliantly. I don't know any of their names, no.
Even after last
I can't
night?
say a single guy's name, but I know that the offense was clicking. The Orioles suck, but they lost in the first game. And now they've got to beat the Dark Knight to win another series.
The Dark
And
Knight.
the Dark Knight, by the way,
He's pitching well.
has guaranteed himself a job next year. He has pitched like 13 consecutive scoreless innings.
No, Matt has pitched very well. I'll be the first one to give him credit.
Matt Harvey would look good in a Met uniform right about now, but Cole Hamels is going to the Dodgers.
I knew you were going to say that.
Waiting for the Mets to jump on that one.
Look, it's not, Cole Hamels has nothing left. I'm not worried
the Dodgers don't have enough talent already.
But Cole Hamels ain't any good. I'm not worried about Cole Hamels. And look, Taijuan Walker wasn't great last night. The Mets starting pitching hasn't been good since the All-Star break. All that's obvious. And you just said it. They haven't had a win from a starter since July. I get all of it. Since July 23rd, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They can't hit.
Right.
To quote you, period, stop. They can't hit.
Right.
And we have been waiting for, now they're healthy, they'll start to hit. And Michael Conforto needs to hit.
Well, he's the main guy, right?
He's the guy.
Because when Nimmo came back, he hit the ball. Right?
I understand. Look, I said this to you yesterday. I stand by it. The most important player for the New York Mets moving forward is Michael Conforto. And right now, I'm going to say what every Met fan is thinking. Dropping into second place feels inevitable. It feels like we're days away from it. For months, we've gotten by with 500 baseball. The division stinks. A 4-game lead, a 5-game lead, a 3.5-game lead. Well, all of a sudden, the Mets can't beat the Marlins. They've lost 5 out of 7 to this garbage team. The Phillies are actually stringing wins together. And, Craig, it feels inevitable that in a matter of days, we can't use the crutch of, we're in first place.
Yeah.
And I'm deeply concerned.
You should be.
And I'm sick and tired of people asking me, are you worried about the Mets? How can you not be worried about the Mets?
And Yankee fans are laying in wait for that day to come because what Met fans have had, the Trump argument, which you can't defeat because it is what it is doesn't matter what the records are, we're in first place. Well, if you wake up Saturday morning and those no good weasels from Philadelphia are in first place, the entire dynamic of the conversation changes. Met fans you're going to lose your edge. You're going to lose that chip on your shoulder.
Craig, where's my edge now?
The arrogance, the cockiness, all out the window. Because all you got right now is, we're in first place. You wake up Saturday morning and that's gone. What do you got?
Where?
You got an owner trolling you. That's what you got.
Forget the owner.
Keep me up on the game.
Dude,
I'm out at dinner.
the owner
doesn't look good from a distance.
Craig, I'm going to be very consistent about this because I used to say this about the Wilpons. Whenever we would bitch about the Wilpons, I would always say after July 31st, or in the old days, August 31st, he and they are now irrelevant. There's nothing they can do. This is the roster. Let's stop complaining about the Wilpons. And I would say that every year after the deadline.
Okay.
And I feel the same
Well,
way.
you're consistent.
I don't care about Cohen's tweets.
I do.
No, of course you do.
I do.
Because you're looking to stick it.
No,
you're looking to stick it.
That's not my style
and you
at all.
also know that the thing Met fans are most excited about over the last year has been the fact that the Wilpons are gone and Stevie bought the team.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been no real upgrade there so far.
That's not true. I disagree with that.
Through barring weather delays, not making big moves at the trade deadline.
He's better than the Wilpons.
I tell you what,
Stop.
the Wilpons never trolled their fans like that.
Yeah, because they ignored us.
Listen.
Their trolling of us was to make believe we didn't exist. Don't make this a Cohen Wilpon fight because you'll lose it. But you know what I'm really annoyed at? More so than Michael Conforto?
What?
That guy who called us on Monday. That Met fan who called us on Monday to troll Craig.
Yeah.
He called up and said, hey, those wins you Yankees had, they were against the lousy Marlins. They shouldn't count.
I remember that.
And do you remember what I said? I stopped him. I said, sir. I was very respectful. I said, sir, the Mets are about to play the Marlins. We've lost 3 out of 5 to them. Not a big sample size, but 3 out of 5. We're about to play them in 4 enormous games. Do you really think it's a good idea to call up New York Sports Talk Radio and mock the Yankees for taking care of business?
You think you get swept?
At this point, would it surprise me? No.
How about getting swept by the Marlins?
Do you know who pitched for the Marlins last night?
How about...
Have you ever heard of him?
I never heard of him before,
Nick Neidhart.
Yeah.
I mean, of course they could get swept, dude.
I mean, you might get swept by the Marlins, and you're going to allow the Phillies to overtake first place? Ugh.
I'm aware.
Whoa, talk about letting New York down. Oh, boy. Well, if you're a diehard Met fan, or hell, Yankee fan, why not? 877-337-6666. I do wonder, knowing that Evan does not speak for the Met fan base, nor does he ever claim to.
No, I do not. I do not.
If you are a diehard Met fan, how do you react to the owner trolling you from a fancy restaurant while his team is imploding against the Marlins? I wonder how you take that
Can I
as
ask you
a
a
fan.
serious question, though?
Yeah.
And this is for all fans as well.
Sure.
So we knew for a while Steve Cohen was going to be active on Twitter. The Mets are struggling. This is their biggest struggle of the year. Would you be more pissed off if he disappeared for 6-7 days? Like, wouldn't that also bother you?
By the way, I view Steve Cohen kind of like I view my teeth. I don't want to know they exist. That's how I view it. Because anytime he's done anything publicly, it's been clownish. Like it's been, he thinks he's too cute for the room.
Right.
And then the Robin Hood stuff, which is part of his resume right now, unfortunately.
Well,
right?
the Met thing that annoyed me the most was the Kumar Rocker stuff when he arrogantly said, let me educate everybody.
Right.
That annoyed me, and I admit that.
Or the notion of, hey, Met fans, who should we trade for? Or that thing. Sometimes he's trying way too hard to be cool. Like, you got $12 billion.
I get, but my question...
You're as cool as you want to be.
But Craig, here's my point. And I really don't have a strong view on this because I am and I'm consistent about it, so intent on what's happening on the field, and I don't care what he says. But if he disappeared during a losing streak, like now,
I don't think people would say anything.
You don't think you would say something?
I would not.
You wouldn't say, where's Stevie now?
No.
I heard a lot from Stevie 2 weeks ago.
Because he's not arrogant and cocky about their wins. He's just douchey. That's all. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe he can. Listen, I guess... I don't know what it's like. You and I will never know what it's like. When you get to a place of being worth $12 billion, I don't think you relate well anymore
to
the average
that.
person. And that's not a knock.
Look,
I don't know how you could.
I think where there's frustration, and I admit this.
$5 billion?
Is that
maybe.
We set a bar for Cohen's first year that he didn't match. And that's just a fact.
Yeah.
That's not to knock what they did on Lindor, and I'm certainly not saying I want the Wilpons back. Like I pointed out to you, I think he's done a far better job, even in this short period, than the Wilpons would have. But I think the bar that we set, realistic or not, Craig, maybe it wasn't realistic, was we're going to blow through the tax. We're going to make big moves at the deadline, bigger than just acquiring Javier Baez. And I think to a lot of us, that's our disappointment more than a tweet on a Tuesday night while the Mets are getting shut down by the Marlins and putting themselves in a hole yet again against the Marlins. And last night really stung, I got to admit, because there were moments watching on TV where Pete Alonso just hit a game-tying home run. Oh, wait, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
Michael Conforto just hit a huge 2-run home run. No, he didn't. Brandon Drury just tied the game with a line drive down. No, he didn't.
You probably fix your TV, maybe.
Wasn't my TV.
I think maybe you need glasses or something.
Now you're blaming me.
I don't know. So listen, we got a lot to do today. Obviously, the Knicks get Kemba Walker. That'll be official later today as he gets a buyout from Oklahoma City. The Mets are in a free fall, as we've seen before, so it's nothing new for them. The owner is trolling everybody, and the New York Yankees are about to win yet another series and continue the slow climb back up the division ladder.
Didn't you bury them yesterday?
What happened?
Were you, off the Yankee bandwagon yesterday?
Day in and day out, Evan. Every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day. I really like that kind of like vesty-looking sweatshirt, though, that my main man Aaron Boone was wearing last night.
Oh, you like that?
I got to get me one of them. I never saw that before.
Interesting. What did you think of Giancarlo's opposite field home run? Did that get you moist?
Meant nothing to me.
Because it was a 6-0 game.
You're up 13-0. You hit a home run.
13-0.
Big effing deal.
It was 6-0.
Whatever.
I thought you would give Stan some love. 4 RBIs.
No, I don't.
Home run to
hit
right
a home run
field.
when it's 2-1. I got a man on the 8th. Hit a home run.
You're the worst.
You hit a home run against a bad pitcher up 8.
You're the worst.
Ooh, Stanton hit a home run.
You're the worst.
Stat patter.
This was your moment. Nah, but Luis Gil was outstanding. And it makes no sense to me. Guy can't throw strikes in the minor leagues. Here he comes to the majors, and he's pounding the zone.
And how about this? Got sent right back down to AAA.
Yeah.
Up 6 scoreless innings. Thanks for nothing.
He'll be back.
Peace out.
He'll be back.
Well, we'll see about that.
He'll be back. This reminded me of Davy Garcia last year. Davy Garcia was one of the big reasons the Yankees made the playoffs a year ago. He pitched well in a big spot. And last night, was it a big spot? Sort of. I mean, with all the issues going on with the Yankee pitching, with the fact they lost the night before, last night sort of was a big spot, and Guy delivered. Hell of a job by him.
Happy birthday to Herman from Connecticut, 41 years old today, a listener of the show. That's what we do. You ask for birthday wishes, we're jukeboxes. We just give it to you. We'll get all your calls coming up, promise. Lots cooking today.